tell today, that inside you there are pictures. Isn't that right? Okay, within these pictures, where do they come from? In here somewhere, right? All right, so the unconscious, the soul, the divine presence, is operating within a system to help you. Now, let me ask you something. Is fear a bad thing?
No.
Is fear a gift? It depends. It depends on what you do with it. If you have a fear and you fall in love with it, and you play the movie over and over again, and you rehearse it on a daily basis, the fear becomes a curse. Do you realize that? What is fear for? What is the purpose? Fear is there to help you heal. Now there is conscious awareness. For example, I had a horrible fear. I mean, this is such a huge fear. Matter of fact, it's so big just thinking about it, my heart starts to pound and I get bright red and nearly a panic attack. Okay? Now I could be sitting right here. Marcy comes in and she starts talking about whatever my fear is. Guess who's having a problem? Right here, right? Is that a good thing to keep? Absolutely not. Now, if I have a fear of moving cars, and I'm on the 100th story, and I'm looking down and I see moving cars and people walking, if I have no reaction, that's okay, right? But if I'm at the top of the story and I'm looking down and I'm having panic attacks, is that healthy? Absolutely not. If I'm walking along the sidewalk and cars are moving next to me and it doesn't bother me, that's a good thing, right? But if I'm walking out and a car is moving towards me and I jump away quickly, is that a good fear? Okay. Now here's the bizarre part. If your fears control your life in a way that it handicaps you, your fear becomes your master. Do you hear what I'm saying? Now here's the bizarre part, guys. Whatever you fear becomes your master. Whatever you fear controls you. Whatever you fear can also enslave you. Now, of course, originally, when that fear occurred, whatever the experience is, it was a real experience. But then what happened inside of us, we began to let our imagination run away with us. Do you hear what I'm saying? That means you start to practice this fear. That means you sit back and you think about it, and the more you think about it, like if I were to have this fear of moving vehicles and I wanted to make it worse, what I would do is anytime I'd watch TV or especially the news, I would focus on people getting ran over. I would. And then while I'm up on the 100th floor and I'm looking down, I would play movies inside my mind of people getting hurt. To make it even worse, I'd make it loved ones, and then I'd feel abandoned. Or I would see it where maybe I'm handicapped and I have no way to get around. I could have a horrible, horrible fear. Now, how many of you realize that's what we do to ourselves? Do you realize that? We'll have a little experience, and then we let our imagination with pictures, feelings, sounds, and all of a sudden it gets really, really big. And then we could have the problem in that room. We can have the problem in our bathroom, our kitchen, all by ourselves in a group of people. The language of the soul are pictures, feelings, sounds, tastes, smells. Do you hear what I'm saying? So what we have to do is discover, first of all, in order to heal your inner parts, in order to become in alignment with the divine presence in a higher level, we must first release, let go, transform every fear. Isn't that true? Now, say, if I had this horrible fear, and I was to replay this horrible fear over and over again, the fear gets bigger. And we put emotions and feelings in it. So the unconscious or the soul will communicate to you with pictures. And within these images in your mind, now how many of you know that we have movies too, isn't that right? We have movies, and sometimes we play the loop. And we play it over and over again. We play it over and over again. And guess what we're doing as we play the loop? We're making it stronger, we're making it more powerful, and we're making it deeper within us. Now, how many of you know what affirmations are? Affirmations, basically, I'll do a shortcut. Affirmations are anything you affirm. That means if you have a bad feeling, and every time you drive by McDonald's and you had a bad experience at McDonald's, and every time you drive by McDonald's and you replay that experience and those emotions show up over and over again, guess what? That's an affirmation. If every time you see a diesel truck on the highway and you get angry, nervous, fearful, and you're playing and making up pictures about diesel trucks, you're installing and affirming something that isn't healthy for you. It's amazing. I ride with people all the time. They get angry at those trucks. I say, oh, just let them go. What's the big deal? They're doing the best they can. But some people practice this process. So how do you get what you want? Here, how many of you watched the movie called The Secret? The Secret. Now, what is the secret? The secret is the law of attraction. What does the law of attraction say? What you hold in mind, you attract that of the same kind. Isn't that right? All right. Now, if you had bad experiences as a child growing up with mom and dad, if you had, if you keep reaffirming something you don't want, or you keep looking at what you don't want, what are you affirming? What are you going to attract? Why you keep getting the same people over and over again and you see them everywhere you go? Because why? You have it inside. And you have the memory references to prove it. Don't you? So how do you heal the inner part? You learn how to communicate on the same level it communicates. How does it communicate? First of all, it has pictures. Secondly, it has feelings and emotions. By the way, guys, that's one of the most powerful ways that your unconscious, the inner part, the soul is going to grab your attention. How many of you realize that it's the inner part, the soul, and those experiences is going to kick the walls, bang on the windows, shake the house with physical pains to wake you up to get your attention? Do you realize that? If inside you have negative experiences, you have hurts and you have pains, and you want to move up and beyond where you currently are, how do you move beyond? The inner part is bringing up fears. Now, the reason why that fear is there is to heal you or to kill you. You get to choose. Now, what I mean by kill you means you just keep it and you honor it and you hold it inside and you replay it. But how does it heal you? First of all, when you understand the language of the inner parts, those feelings are there to help you heal. Now, the deal is, we did not know how to change how we felt, did we? Did we?
No.
Who does not know how to change memories? Who does not know how to change the bad feelings permanently? Who doesn't? There's got to be somebody. You don't know how? You don't know how? You don't know how? You don't know how? Okay. Then that's what this class is going to be about, isn't it? How to change the inner parts. Does that sound good? All right. All right. Since what I mentioned a while ago, you go back to a memory, and as you go back to that memory, in your mind you have the picture, and it's in color, black and white, and then not only with that memory you have the feelings and the emotions, not only with that memory you also have the sounds and sensations. What happens if inside you go to that memory and you change how you internally represent it? What happens to the memory? It changes, right? The deal is, how do you change the memory? Isn't that correct? Let me ask you something, guys. Just a second ago, you went to a memory. While ago, when you went to it, while ago, it sounds like a redneck, doesn't it? while ago. Isn't that one word? While ago? In Oklahoma it is. All right. Just a few moments ago,